Hello, hello, hello. This is Zakiya Monique, Master Relationship Strategist here. And I want to thank you for tuning in to part two of the series. Listen, if you didn't catch part one, I'll try to put it somewhere up top in a card, and I'll also try to link it below in the description. So make sure you check out part one as well. But thank you for tuning in to part two. And without further ado, let's get to it.
Your husband, your wife comes first. And if they can't come first, you don't have no business going to the aisle telling nobody you do. Now, let me say this before y'all log off and be like, she crazy. Together, you and your husband make it a priority to raise children who don't need their whole adulthood to get over their childhood. So together y'all work to raise the children, but you don't forget about yourselves. You don't forget to cultivate your marriage. You don't forget to love on your mate. That equals work. When you got a kid in this ear saying, man, and you got one in this ear, and you saying, why you was acting up in so-and-so class today? And he's still saying, but I want some time too. That's work. So if you ain't ready for it, go get yourself a nice little cute ring. Go on in the back and have your own little imaginary ceremony, but let marriage alone until you're ready to work. Let it alone. Because it ain't what you want, boo. It ain't what you want. It ain't what you want in your life if you're not ready to work. If you're not ready to be half. Well, I want to be like Jay-Z and Beyonce. I want to be a power couple. How you going to be a power couple when you powerless? How can you be a power couple when you are powerless? Because you don't. How? Don't you understand that the whole purpose of marriage is so that two people can get together and carry out the purpose that God has for them? How can you be a power couple and you are powerless? You know how I know you ain't got no power? Because you ain't found your purpose. I just told you, your purpose comes with peace, power, and profits. If you ain't found what you're here to do in life, what power you got? We got to be a power couple. You think joining with him, you think joining with somebody with some money make you a power couple? No, it don't. You can't be a power couple when you powerless. Both of y'all just looking at each other. Looking, what you doing? I'm looking at you, look at me. What a power. I want a husband. I want a husband. So you can get a Valentine's Day gift. Send yourself one. Send yourself some flowers. I'm telling you, it's less headache. Don't go pick the wrong man because you want a Valentine's Day, because you want some Sweetest Day candy. Just send yourself some. Send yourself some. I'm telling you. Look, the best advice, some of the best advice I got in my life was to keep your pillow light. Keep your pillow light at night. I don't worry about nobody out cheating on me and bringing me nothing with no 3 letters. STD, STS, AID, HIV. I don't need none of them letters. IRS, I don't need none of that. I don't need none. I don't need it. I'm not saying I don't need a man, but I don't need the drama. I don't need the nonsense. And that's what happens when you keep on going after the first thing that smile at you. But guess what? He's smiling at opportunity because he know getting on your team means, oh, I ain't got to work hard because she going to make it happen. I ain't never seen so many people sitting up on the couch while she come in, hey, babe. Ain't no hey, babe. Husband, if you're not ready to work, no, you don't. I want a promotion. No, you don't. What you doing with the money you got? Lord bless me, double my income. You ain't gave him nothing from the first. What? God loves a cheerful giver. Somebody asked you for something, your face balled up. He can't trust you to give out bubble gum. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. I appreciate it. He can't trust you to give out bubble gum, but you asked him for more. How would you feel if somebody only wanted what was in your hand but didn't want what was in your heart? How would you feel? How would you feel if somebody jacked up everything that came into contact? I'm going to the store. As soon as you get $5, I'm going to the store. As soon as you get your taxes, I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. And then when crisis happened, when trouble happened, oh my God, I don't know who I'm getting nobody to borrow no money from. What you do with yours? I learned something from my grandmother, and I'm going to say this, and I know it might go against everything you've learned in your life. But grandma wasn't always right, okay? I learned something from my grandmother. My grandmother taught me, not through her words, but through her actions, to not go nowhere, but to stay home and make sure you had money when people needed it. I watched my grandmother roll up pennies and roll up coins to get people out of jail that never even paid her back. But my grandmother would say, that's all right, because that's what you do for family. And don't get me wrong, I definitely understand. Thank you, I appreciate it. I definitely understand that you're there for family. Now, we're gonna talk later about family and relatives, because that's two different things. But let me tell you why my grandmother was wrong. My grandmother would roll up pennies, and she would give people stuff and get them out of jail and help them. And they called mama, we need this, mama, we need that. And if she had to borrow from somebody, she would borrow from somebody to give it to them. Anything she had to do to be there for people. And I learned that. Thank you, Debbie. I learned that, right? I learned it from her. See, we learned some things from some people that never taught us, and they never said nothing. But we learned it from them. And let me say this too, as a little side note. Your kids are watching you. So when you got that raggedy deadbeat that you keep fighting with on Facebook every day, your daughter is watching you. So you wonder why she at home with her fingers up, and she at home doing that. What have you done in front of her? She watched you settle for less. And now you saying, I want the best for you. Oh, no. If you wanted the best for her, you would have had the best to show her. Yeah, your legacy is rotten. Your kids are watching you. And listen, gone are the days of do as I say and not as I do. Your kids are watching you. So let me tell you, I watched my grandmother. Thank you for sharing, Miss Pennington. I watched my grandmother roll up money. I watched my grandmother give out money. I watched my grandmother do it, right? And so I started doing it. When she took ill, people would call me and say, can I borrow $1,500? Like, bruh, wait a minute. Can I borrow $800? Hold on. Can I just get the $20? Wait. Where the $20 people at? Can I borrow $800? Can I borrow this? Can I borrow $250? I didn't get $20 calls. I got $100 calls, $250 calls, $1,500 calls, and I ain't even got it like that. I ain't. But my grandmother taught me that you don't spend no money, you don't travel, you don't do nothing. See, my grandmother didn't travel. She didn't go nowhere. She didn't do nothing unless it was somebody died down south. She didn't do nothing. She sat at home, and she was a reservoir so that when people would come, they would sap and just take what they needed and to be there for her. But let me tell you something that I learned two things from that. Number one, when my grandmother was at the end of her life, there were approximately 15 people out of 200 in the house. Now, some people lived out of town, so that's different. There were about 15 people in the house so that she can make her transition. So that taught me lesson number one. Lesson number one is, Grandma didn't necessarily get it right. Not on that. The second thing that God had to deal with me about is, I wish I would loan somebody some money. They got a 6-foot man sitting up in their house. No, if your man can sit up in your house and sleep good and eat good and lay good and play good, then guess what? You saying you don't need no money, so don't call me. Can I get a witness up in this building? Let the church say, yay, man. I wish I would. 6 feet laying next to you. Sleep. He sleep. A man that don't work, don't eat. We eliminated half the problem. I wish I would loan you some money. First of all, ladies, if you got to go borrow the money, what you need him for? And I said for, I didn't say for. I said, what you need him for? I don't need you if I got to go find a way. I don't need you if I got to make the way. What I need you for? If you took an evaluation of what you got in your life, you guess what? If you took an evaluation of who you got in your life, you find that you're by yourself right now. Keep your pillow light. What you borrowing money for? I got to call my mama to borrow some money. I had to call my mama to borrow some money. I had to call my mama. Hey, Mom. Hey, you got $200 because we short on the rent. I wish I would. If we short on the rent, you better get out there and do something. You better do something. Because if you don't get out there and do something, you're going to get out there and move. You already by yourself. I wish I would. Get out there. Get up. Everything in my house got a job. My son said, I'm too young to work. No, you ain't. Take the trash out. You don't work, you don't eat. You don't work, you don't eat. That's all right, Brittany. Brittany says she ain't got nobody to call. Good. That'll make you motivated. That'll motivate you to keep it going. The bottom line is this. At the end of the day, I wish I would. See, God had to deal with me. He said, what you doing? What you doing enabling somebody I'm trying to empower? I didn't ask you to be me. I asked you to send them to me. Some of us are enabling people that God is trying to empower. Because we're giving. Every time they get in the bind, we giving. But yet, here go the boyfriend sitting up there looking a mess. No, get up. Get up and go get a job. Get up and go do something. Cut some lawns. Cut some bushes. Do something. Carry some bags. Do something. But if you got a 6-foot man, don't you call me. There's a 6-foot man laid up in your house, but you need some money. You ought not need nothing. You should never, ever have to ask somebody for more than the person you lay next to. Don't get no attitude with me because I ain't give you nothing. He said, you need to expect more from him than me. Can I just tell the truth tonight? Can I just be real? Can I just be real? I gotta say it. What you need him for? What do I need you for? If I got to borrow the money, I got to make the payments. I got to make the rent payments. I got to pay the lights, gas, and the phone. I got to cook the food. I got to buy the food. I got to make sure the kids ready for school. What do I need you for? Do you understand that marriage is a partnership? Partnership. And going down that aisle with that dress on ain't gonna make him no better of a man than he was before he got there. So if he was cheating before, he gonna cheat some more. If he was lying before, he gonna lie some more. Whatever you go to the aisle, up to that altar knowing about him, don't complain about it later. And guys, if you ain't shared it out, please, because somebody need this. Because I'm tired of this. I want a husband stuff, but your life raggedy. Like Charlene said, your credit score 200, but you talking about a husband. What are you going to do? Don't you understand that the reason why you keep on attracting toxic men is because you toxic? But I want a husband. I want somebody. I just broke up with somebody last night. I'm going to give me somebody new. You don't need no, you got you. Fix you. The only person you can fix is you. Fix you first. Please, fix you. Marriage ain't going to change nothing. You think you got him because you're married? Married? Listen. I know folk who ain't been. There are people who have been, how can I say this? Who have been faithful in their marriage. They've been faithful in the marriage less time than it took them to plan the marriage. Been faithful 1 whole month. That ain't got nothing to do. You ain't winning. If you marry a bum, you're not winning. You're not winning. If you marry a bum, if you marry a bum, you're not winning. You didn't win the consolation prize. I got him, girl. You did her a favor. Yeah, see, some of us would rather have a piece of a man and we change our peace for that peace. I'm not willing to trade my peace, P-E-A-C-E, for a peace, P-I-E-C-E. I told you, keep your pillow light. That's why a whole bunch of women up in the face starting to look like they 45 and 55 and 65 and ain't but 22 and 32. Keep your pillow light. If he worrying you, he can't love you because stress kills. So any man that got you all up down the street looking for him, he killing you. Stop trading your peace for a peace. He's killing you. If I got to worry and wonder, a man brings shelter. He don't bring a storm. He take you out of it. Shelter. He bring you shelter. Shelter from the rain. Shelter from the storm. He don't bring you a storm. So if you got to prove your love to him, he ain't ready for your love. And listen, at the end of the day, this is something I had to accept. Some people just not at your level to love you at that way. They just don't. They just can't. They just can't. They can't love you that way. They can't love you that way. They just can't. Some people ain't never been consistent in doing nothing but being inconsistent. At the end of the day, they just can't. They don't have it for you. They don't have it. It ain't nothing you did. They just ain't ready. And when they're not ready, let them go. Because you will spend more time hurting yourself trying to stay and make them stay than you will just letting them go and go and cry. Just go and cry. Cry for about a week. God gave the children of Israel, 30 days to cry? Just go and cry. Cry for a month if you need to. But I guarantee you that when them tears dry up, you're going to move on. And you're going to say, you know what do I need to do? What do I need to do to make me better so that I stop attracting foolishness? What do I need to do to make me better so I stop attracting nonsense? What do I need to do to make me better? The problem is we're not making us better. And so then guess what you do? Bam! Get a new one. He don't work either. He in between jobs. He ain't in between jobs. His last job was when he was 19. He 29. Yeah, cry, but don't cry long. He 29. He in between jobs. He not in between jobs. He ain't looking. You went found another one. How many kids do you have by how many men before you figure out that it's you? Now the kids are innocent. You done had 7 kids by 7 different men before you figure out maybe it's me. Now the kids are discombobulated. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. We got to do better. And I'm telling you that part of the way of doing better is bottom line saying, listen, I got to look for leadership. If he can't lead you nowhere, if he can't lead you anywhere, and he ain't following nobody worth following, what's the point? What's the point? To say you got to obey? You that desperate? I heard Keon Anderson. I always call him Anderson. Keon Henderson. I heard Keon Henderson say, when you're thirsty, you drink anything. And when you're hungry, you eat anything. When you're thirsty, you drink anything. We a little too thirsty. Because after a while, you be like, just go on, come on, come on. Come on, you ain't got to have no job. You ain't got, come on, just come on. I even build you a man cave. Come on, come on. You ain't got to, no, don't worry about it. You can eat with me and the kids. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, just come on. I cook, don't worry about it. I clean up, don't worry about it. Just come on, I just need you to be here. I just need you to be, he can't even protect you. I just need you to be here. Somebody knock on the door, he tell you to go get it in the middle of the night. Let me tell you something, ladies. If your feet touch the floor at 2 a.m. and your man don't say, where you going? What's going on? I now pronounce you single. I now pronounce you single. If your feet touch the floor at 2 o'clock, if somebody knock on the door and he nudge you, I now pronounce you single. If you have to call and borrow money to make ends meet, I now pronounce you single. Kiss the bride in the mirror. Ooh, kiss yourself. Because I now pronounce you single. You ain't got no man. You got a dependent. Claim him on your taxes. Tell him to go in there with the kids. Am I lying? Am I lying? I not pronounce you single, honey. If he got to drop you off everywhere, or matter of fact, he can't even drop you off, you got to drive everywhere because he ain't got no license. I not pronounce you single. Kiss your bride. Boom. There you go. There you go. Kiss your bride. Boom. It'll happen for you. But what you get under your own energy, you keep under your own energy. And that's why it's a whole lot of us that's trying to keep somebody that don't want to be kept because we got somebody that we ain't had no business getting. You stole them from her. But we know about stolen property now, don't we? Thing about stolen property is you ain't get the manual with it, so you don't quite know how it work. Bam!
I certainly hope you enjoyed this content, but don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. I want you to have a great day. You already know how, on purpose. God bless you and see you in the next video.